HYBE in chaos. Jimin and Jungkook's mysterious moment in Are You Sure S2 shocks us. No one expected a single silent moment to ignite a wave of uncertainty across the global fandom. Yet the atmosphere shifted the instant Jimin and Jungkook appeared together in the alleged Season 2 preview of Are You Sure? Why did the brief interaction feel unusually tense? And what does it reveal about HYBE's current internal condition? The reaction was immediate, intense, and loud, raising questions that many fans feel uneasy even asking aloud. From the first second the clip surfaced, the tone felt strangely unfamiliar, almost as if something had been edited out, concealed, or intentionally softened. The way Jimin observed Jungkook, the quiet pause between them, and the unspoken weight behind their expressions created an unnerving energy that viewers could not ignore. It triggered concern, curiosity, and speculation, all blending into one chaotic discussion that rippled through social media and fan forums within minutes. Why would Jimin and Jungkook, who usually carry a natural ease in front of the camera, appear unusually guarded this time? Fans quickly pointed out that the moment did not resemble the effortless dynamic the two members usually display. Instead, it felt like an unfinished sentence, a coded signal, or a scene meant to distract rather than reveal. Every detail, the lighting, their posture, even the tone of the background audio, was dissected by fans desperate to understand whether the disturbance they sensed was merely a coincidence or a deliberate sign of something larger happening behind the scenes. And why now, at a time when HYBE itself appears to be navigating some of its most complicated internal issues? The timing alone raised suspicion. HYBE has been under increasing public pressure as multiple controversies, transitions, and internal tensions circulate around the company's leadership structure. Fans who have monitored these developments closely cannot help but wonder, was this strange interaction between Jimin and Jungkook influenced by those unresolved matters? Or was it simply a moment unintentionally captured during production, one that now appears far more significant because of the environment surrounding it? Adding to the intensity of the situation, ARMYs observed how swiftly discussions erupted between fans who believed the moment indicated discomfort, and others who insisted it was being overanalyzed. But even those who try to remain neutral admit that the energy felt different. A normally warm interaction instead appeared layered with caution, as if both artists were hyper-aware of the camera or the expectations that come with every second they spend on-screen together. Could the pressure of the company's current instability be affecting how members present themselves, even in casual content? The mystery grew deeper when viewers noted how the preview avoided showing any extended conversation between the two. Instead, it relied heavily on brief cuts, distant shots, and abrupt transitions, almost as if the production wanted to show them together, while simultaneously withholding something crucial. Why would a show known for its light-hearted charm suddenly adopt an editing style that appears unusually restrained? This moment, though brief, reflects a larger pattern fans have sensed for months. HYBE's environment feels unsettled, uncertain, and strangely fragmented. The company is facing public scrutiny, management shifts, and rising tension between divisions. ARMYs who have followed the company's recent trajectory argue that the energy surrounding this new season of Are You Sure seems directly affected by those changes. The lingering question is simple yet disturbing. If the company is unstable behind the scenes, how much of that instability reaches the artists? There is also the emotional weight of the connection between Jimin and Jungkook, two individuals whose bond has always felt genuine, natural, and deeply rooted. Seeing even the slightest shift in their dynamic, especially under the banner of a show that once highlighted their spontaneous warmth, creates a sense of discomfort among fans who have supported them for years. Is this a temporary change, or a reflection of a larger narrative the public is not yet aware of? The chaotic response from fans is not without reason. People have grown sensitive to the smallest changes involving BTS members, particularly during a period where their activities are limited and their individual paths are under close observation. Even the most subtle expression becomes a topic of global analysis. In this case, the moment was anything but subtle. It felt loaded, intentionally or not, with tension that contradicts the usual tone of their content. Observers also noted that HYBE has been strategically releasing content in patterns that appear designed to redirect attention during turbulent periods. Because of this, many fans suspect the sudden resurfacing of Jimin Jungkook footage is connected to the company's attempt to shift public focus. But the plan backfired. Instead of calming the situation, the moment intensified scrutiny, created more questions, and highlighted the very instability it may have been trying to cover. The unanswered questions grow heavier. What exactly is happening within HYBE, and why does it seem to echo through even the smallest interactions involving its most influential artists? Why does this single moment between Jimin and Jungkook feel like a message, whether intentional or not, signaling that something behind the scenes is not aligned? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, why did the moment feel like a warning rather than a simple teaser? The emotional reaction from fans is rooted in genuine concern. They sense the shift, they feel the tension, and they recognize when something is not as it should be. And in this case, the reaction is universal. Something about the footage feels incomplete, unresolved, and strangely symbolic. It is the type of moment that does not fade from discussion but grows louder with every replay as Season 2 of Are You Sure approaches. Expectations are colliding with anxiety. Fans want clarity, connection, and the warm atmosphere that once defined the series. Instead, they are left with a cloud of uncertainty, a single moment that refuses to be ignored, and a company environment that feels increasingly unpredictable. The global fandom now waits, tense and alert, wondering whether the next footage will offer answers. HYBE: The Unanswered Truth Behind Jimin and Jungkook's Are You Sure S2 moment, reality or manufactured sensation? The confusion surrounding Jimin and Jungkook's recent interaction in Are You Sure Season 2 has not faded, it has only intensified. Yet, amid the chaos, one pressing question emerges. Do we, as observers, truly understand what we are witnessing? Or have we become part of a carefully orchestrated illusion designed to manipulate emotion, perception, and attention? This question is not rhetorical, it is essential. In a media landscape dominated by fragments of information and algorithm-driven narratives, what is truth, and what is merely crafted spectacle? The video clip that triggered this uproar circulated first on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, digital arenas where context dissolves faster than emotion spreads. A mere few seconds of visual tension between Jimin and Jungkook became the nucleus of global speculation. Yet, as audiences replayed and dissected each frame, few paused to ask, who benefits from this chaos? Was the scene authentic, spontaneous, or meticulously designed to spark precisely this reaction? The distinction is subtle but vital. In a world where attention equals currency, even silence can be weaponized. The quiet, seemingly awkward moment between the two idols might have been nothing more than coincidence, but it has now evolved into a phenomenon, a cultural event, magnified by thousands of interpretations, assumptions, and emotional projections. But who created this narrative? Was it the fans, interpreting through the lens of attachment and loyalty, or the invisible forces of media strategy that understand exactly how to trigger viral discourse? One must ask, are we still consuming entertainment? Or have we become participants in a psychological experiment, one where emotion, curiosity, and loyalty are manipulated in real time for commercial value? It is a disturbing possibility, yet one that cannot be ignored, because within every reaction, every trending hashtag, and every viral discussion lies measurable data, a reflection of engagement, sentiment, and influence. Could it be that this mysterious tension between Jimin and Jungkook is less about personal dynamics and more about maintaining narrative momentum in an oversaturated market? Let us consider the architecture of virality itself. When snippets from Are You Sure S2 began circulating, they were accompanied by carefully edited captions, subtle music choices, and emotionally charged commentary. These elements did not arise organically. They were shaped, either intentionally or subconsciously, to provoke response. Was this an accident, or a calculated maneuver to reclaim public attention at a moment when HYBE's internal issues were dominating headlines? Such questions lead us into uncomfortable territory. The boundary between truth and manipulation in modern entertainment is increasingly indistinct. Information drawn from secondary platforms, TikTok edits, fan-subbed clips, translated Twitter threads, often loses its original nuance. When these fragments are amplified by global fan communities, the narrative becomes distorted, and speculation transforms into perceived reality. Have we reached a point where emotion itself has become a tool of misinformation? This phenomenon forces a broader reflection. What is our responsibility as consumers of media? When we choose to believe, comment, or share, are we contributing to understanding or perpetuating confusion? It is easy to forget that each moment presented to us has passed through multiple lenses: camera crews, editors, social media algorithms, and fan-driven amplification. By the time we see it, it is no longer pure reality. It is reality reframed for effect. How much of what we feel is genuine, and how much is the product of design? Furthermore, the credibility of our sources demands scrutiny. While this discussion draws upon diverse outlets, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter among them, it must be emphasized that the authenticity of such materials remains uncertain. Each platform rewards immediacy over accuracy, virality over verification. Therefore, even as we dissect Jimin and Jungkook's expressions, pauses, or gestures, are we not engaging in a form of interpretive fiction? We analyze fragments of digital performance, yet claim insight into human truth. Is that not the ultimate illusion of modern fandom? It is tempting to believe that the scene in question hides a deeper message, perhaps a reflection of internal discord within HYBE, or emotional distance between members once known for their closeness. But before accepting such assumptions, we must confront the uncomfortable truth. Our interpretations reveal more about us than they do about them. We project meaning because we crave it. We assign significance to ambiguity because uncertainty unsettles us. Could it be that the real story is not within the clip, but within our collective need to explain it? Still, the tension cannot be dismissed entirely. Even if the moment was exaggerated by media cycles, its effect is real. The silence between Jimin and Jungkook, real or perceived, became a mirror reflecting the fragility of trust between audiences and institutions. We sense instability, and we respond with anxiety. But in doing so, do we risk fueling the very system that profits from our reaction? Each replay, each debate, each emotional outburst adds momentum to a cycle that thrives on ambiguity. So where does the truth lie?